What up, what up, dog? We back with another one, and boom, we up here with it today. And today's video is about how we know where we want to go, but maybe our mode of transportation is incorrect. Because a lot of times, we are going on these journeys, and sometimes we may need to go on this journey by ourselves. So all we need is a small vehicle, a nice little compact car, because it's just you that is going on this trip. Maybe you may need to take a team with you. And depending on what route y'all need to take, maybe y'all may need to take a slower approach, which just requires a city bus or, a little school bus or something like that. You just trying to get from one point to the next point, just, what I'm saying, continuously though. But y'all need to take a slower approach to it. Maybe you may need to take your team with you and y'all need to travel greater distances. And this is going to take the more scenic route, but it's still slower, but a little more faster. And it's going to get you more longevity. It's going to get you further. My bad, y'all. It was a B, but it may get you further. Or you may need to take a charter bus where you're gonna get to your destination slightly faster, but it's just gonna be different. It's gonna require a little more patience. It's gonna require you to take your team, but everybody gotta be on one accord. Everybody gotta be ready. Everybody gotta be on point. Everybody gotta see, you know what I'm saying, and watch where y'all are going to, because y'all are traveling together. Maybe you may need to take a train. You know what I'm saying? The train is gonna get you from point A to point B, but it's gonna get you there faster. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you may need to take some stops on the way there. So you may need to take a train, but it's you by yourself, but you got a team that is supporting you and carrying you. That's what I feel like a train would be. Or maybe, you know what I'm saying, you may need to take a plane, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you may need to take a plane. Maybe you might need to get from point A to point B way faster, you know what I'm saying? And it just all depends on where you are trying to go, where you're trying to move to, where are you trying to maneuver to. Because again, they always say slow and steady wins the race, but sometimes slow and steady ain't the pace that you need to be going at. Sometimes your mode of transportation is incorrect, and that is why you are not getting to where you need to be in life. That is why you are not receiving what you are trying to manifest, or why you are not, attracting the things that you are trying to go after. Maybe your mode of transportation is just incorrect. And there is nothing wrong with that. Like, you got to try different things to get to where you are trying to go. You got to try different things to learn what works for you. You got to try different things to see, how to learn from mistakes, or what can you grow from, or what can you do differently. Like, your mode of transportation just may be incorrect at the time. So don't beat yourself up because you feel like you're doing something wrong. Maybe you ain't doing nothing wrong. Maybe everything you are doing is right. You got the formula. You know what I'm saying? And it's progressing slow, but it's moving steady. You know what I'm saying? So maybe you are in that mode of transportation that you need to be in, but you are just seeing it wrong. But you are just seeing it wrong. Maybe you need to change the course of action that you are taking. Maybe you need to stop and put a little gas in your vehicle or something like that. Like, you never know. But for me, I'm going to say that your mode of transportation may be wrong, because again, this message resonates for some people, but not all people. So figure out what is your mode of transportation that you need to be taking. Do you need to be taking a car? Do you need to be taking a bus? Do you need to be taking a truck? Do you need to be taking, a plane? Do you need to be taking a train? What is your mode of transportation that you need to be taking? What is the route that you are trying to go on? Are you trying to slow and steady it? Are you trying to fast pace it? Like, either way it go, you got to figure out what is going to work for your situation and what is going to work for your journey. Because even though you may want to take this plane ride from A to B and it's going to be quicker, maybe you may need to take a bus approach. Maybe you may need to take the car approach. Maybe you might need to get a bike. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you may need to skateboard. You never know what mode of transportation you may need to take, because not everybody's mode of transportation is going to be the same for the next person. So you got to figure out what mode of transportation works for you. If you see something working for you and it's clicking, and you see that this mode of transportation is working for you, stay at it. Stay at it. Don't switch. Don't maneuver. Don't try to, oh, okay, I see this is working for me. Let me jump over into this mode of transportation. No. Stay in the mode of transportation that is working for you, because you may switch lanes or change lanes or get into somebody else's lane, and now you done messed yourself up because you wasn't prepared for that. That wasn't what your journey required. So figure out what your mode of transportation is, lock that down pack it. Because again, you got to figure out what works for you. You got to figure out what works for you. Like nobody else, just you. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're bringing a team with you. And then y'all got to come together collaboratively to figure out what works for the team. You know what I'm saying? Put your input in there and what works for you, but it needs to be a collective amongst everyone that is traveling with you. Because again, y'all are all on that journey together. So sometimes it's a one-man show, sometimes it's a 10-man team, but you got to figure out what works regardless. And that's my message to y'all today. So figure out what your mode of transportation is, because you already know where you want to head to, but figure out what works for you.